Okay, so I've got that, that window jamb modelled, but then, as you saw, when I go to test the height, particularly, I'll change that again just so that you can see. Change that to 2000. Apply. And, oh, sorry, that was the width. That's working. But the height, so I'll change that to 2000 now. Click Apply. And it's not doing anything. Change it back to 1000. Still not working. So the height is broken. And I'm going to show you how to fix that. I'll click OK. And I'm going to go to the interior elevation. And there you will see the height. And so notice how there's a reference plane there that's establishing the height. And I'll just prove that to you. You've got to be in the right view, so it's got to be in the elevation, not in your... So it should be under elevations interior and exterior. Try exterior, try the other one. Yeah, no, you've got it, I can see it. Yours is working. Yeah, so set your height, see yours is overlapping with the top, so just set your height to say 1000, and then you'll see it away from the edge of your window. Okay, so, well, you can probably tell already that this reference plane is moving with the height because you can see the height value over there. We can see that the reference plane's below the opening, but just to prove it to you, I'll change the height in properties here to, say, 1500. Press Apply, and we can see the reference plane's moving as I change that value. So it is working, it's just that the opening object is no longer attached to that. So I'm going to go and fix that by firstly selecting the opening, which is the on the edge of your wall there. It should say Opening Cut. And then I'll go to Edit Sketch. Click on the Align button. Pick the reference plane. And then pick the line on the top. You'll get a message that says constraints are not satisfied. It's fine. Click Remove Constraints. And then you'll see the padlock again, and you can click that, and then tick Finish. Okay, so now you can see the opening is attached to the reference plane again. And if I go and put those values back in, it was, what was it, 2200 for the height, and 36, wasn't it, for the, 3800, sorry, for the width. Apply. Yeah, we're not going to worry about the sill, but the height, the top is the only thing that should be moving. No, it doesn't matter if it's right or not. The whole point is that you're attaching, they're locked together, yeah. So, yeah, so you can easily adjust the value or the object individually, but that's really not what you're trying to achieve. You're trying to get these things set up so that they're attached to these values, the width and the height. You just probably have it overlapping your window, so just try setting it to the height to a different value. So try setting the height to 1500 or 1000, and then you should see it separate from your window. But it's there, if you can see that, if it says in either interior or exterior, even if you can't see the reference plane because it's been covered by the opening, you should see that dimension that says height. Yeah, so then you've got it. Oh, then that's fine. Then you don't need to fix it. That's fine. Yep. Yeah, yep. But then notice how now that my window jamb isn't attached to the opening anymore. Yep, if yours is, that's fine. So, but mine got broken when I changed it, so I'm going to fix that now simply by selecting it and then clicking and dragging on the arrow. And you can either highlight the reference plane or the top of the opening here, either would be fine, and then lock if you need to. You might not need to do that. But hopefully just from that one object you can see how important flexing is. So this whole process of changing these parameters is called flexing, and that really is the common process that you'll go through whenever you make a family in Revit. So again, you can see there I've changed the height and it's working fine. Change it back. And the width we know is working as well. And you should do that really at each stage, almost every object you make. So I'm going to go back so you get a chance to repeat this. That's why I'm going a little bit quickly, because you can always you're going to do these things many, many times. So I want the same thing on the other side. Normally, well, what could you do normally? Copy it across. Yeah, you can copy it across, or maybe mirror might work here because we've got a mirror line. So that will normally work, but then you have to go and tie all the parameters to the object again because it's tied to the other side. So I've selected I'm going to select it. If you haven't, you need to select the extrusion there. And then you have the mirror pick axis. I'm in the plan view as well, if that wasn't clear. In floor plans, the ref level plan is like your ground floor plan. So I've selected my extrusion, and I'm going to click on the mirror pick axis button right in the middle of that panel at the top. And then here you've got an axis in the middle. So how easy is that? Yeah, yep. But what's gone wrong? It doesn't know how to set it out. That's right. So not a problem. Edit extrusion. And we've got a dimension there that's causing the problem. So I'm going to delete that just by selecting it. Delete. And I'll select this line on the bottom edge and just drag it up roughly into position. Roughly. And then I can go through the whole process I did for the other side. So I'll just repeat that. Align first, starting with the reference plane on the edge of the wall, then the line in the rectangle and lock. Now we need a dimension going from that edge to the next vertical edge. So with the dimension tool, I'll go from the reference plane to the edge on the left. Click a point. I'll lock it afterwards. And now I can draw dimensions to go the other way. So from the edge at the bottom to the center line, edge at the top, place a dimension, and then you get a chance to select the object and use the dimension to move it. So selecting that line, that's our object, and then the measurement is 50, so that's actually right. And then I'll select the line at the top, change the dimension to 50. And then I want to make sure all those dimensions are locked, so I'm just going to select each one and lock. Okay, so that's done in plan. Oh, yep, sure, for 2 seconds. So that it doesn't change. So if that's, it actually does respect the number. If you don't lock it, it should still use it. But what you'll find sometimes, say the wall is a different size, so the wall centre line might be down here. Right, and so we want it to still be locked to 50 mil either side of that when the wall centre line moves. So that just forces it to always have those dimensions if you lock it. It means that they can't move relative to the reference plane.
So what it does, no matter what changes you do outside of that,
Yep.
or what you constructed,
Yep.
just keeping those dimensions there.
Yeah.
And then changing with the changes that you are doing outside.
Pretty much, yeah. Yep, that's it. Yep. Okay, so remember, the next thing after I've done the plan is to set the height, which again you can do by finishing, and maybe just so this is easier for you to see, I'll do this in an elevation. So you can finish your object. Notice how this one's already the right size. So maybe I'll just check to see if you can work this one out. If you've got something that is the right size, but you're not sure, or you want to make sure it's locked to something, using the arrows, so here, using the arrow, what do you think you could do to lock it? So there's my arrow for the top of the extrusion. It's the top of the extrusion is already in line with the opening, but I don't know if that's locked. Well, there's no lock symbol up. So all I'm saying is, how do I get that lock symbol up? You'd think so, but okay, I'll show you the way. So what you do is drag it away, and you can even drag it away and let go, just so it's clear, and then drag it back. And then you get the lock. So just drag it away and drag it back. You don't even think about it. When it's not in line, you'll just drag it up and you'll get the lock symbol, but if it is already in line, drag it away and then drag it back, that's all. So the same with the bottom. Okay, so drag it away, drag it back, and then lock. So what do I do now? I've got both the window jambs done. Check to see if it's still working. So flex again, back into family types. And try some different values. 2000. All good. They're both coming in as I change the width. Back to 3200. Or 34, so 3800, isn't it? Remember that one number one day. Yep, 3800. So they're working. The height, 1000. Yep. Okay, both sides are working. Back to 2200. All good. Okay, so I'll give you some time just to make sure that's working.